Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It is a broad spectrum reading, so you need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit in your life, that's okay. It doesn't mean that anything is wrong or broken. You just might be working on something different at this time. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of the daily videos. Then there's some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing my readings, how to get in contact with me for a private reading via social media, what decks I'm using, and how to support the channel. Ways to support the channel would be hitting that thumbs up button, subscribing to the channel, sharing the video out, letting your friends and family know about my channel if you think they would utilize it, and leaving a question or comment. This video is originally created for Wednesday, the 21st of September. It's not solely set for that date. If you're seeing it on a different date, by all means, if it makes sense to your situation, please use it. And what else? I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning energy, which populates in the lower left-hand corner. So if you hear me talking about cards you don't see in this reading, I'm usually referring back to those cards from readings earlier in the week. So let's see what's going on here today. Oh my God, I had a feeling this card was going to come out. I almost mentioned it and I didn't want to mention it because I didn't want to bring it forward, but here it is. So in the Sunday underpinning energy in the midweek, which we are at the midweek, which would be Wednesday, is the Tower. This card showed up in Sunday's reading and it's here again. It's reminding us that something is built on faulty foundations. The Tower is an inevitable change that we have nothing, we can't really fight against it. If we fight against it, that's where we bring pain, strife, struggle, resistance, all of those energies that cause us discomfort, right? The crown here to me in this particular card says we don't necessarily lose our authority or our knowledge, our wisdom, our experience, but this experience changes maybe how a situation, a relationship, or an opportunity is in our life in a way that is actually going to be better for us in the long run. The key with the Tower to experience less pain or disruption during it is to flow with it rather than against it, right? In the Sunday reading, I really saw this as someone else's Tower scenario because we had the Nine of Cups. We also had the Nine of Cups yesterday in the reading and in the early part of the reading on Sunday. So it still is feeling like this is almost like a reiteration of the Sunday cards, kind of coming back out to remind us what's going on, to remind us that we're okay, even though things might be changing, shifting, or rearranging themselves in ways that we didn't expect. Tower moments are oftentimes unexpected, or things that we don't feel comfortable letting go of or allowing to change because of the fear of change. But ultimately, they are changing for our betterment. They're changing for to put us onto a more solid foundation within a situation or relationship or environment. So we have to keep that in mind as we watch these changes take place and as these changes sort of transform not only the situation but ourselves too, right? Our medicine oracle card for the week was perspective, and I think that there could be a change in our perspective, maybe how we see a person or a situation, a relationship. I don't think that it's a bad thing. That card felt like someone else trapped in their Tower moment and us having to, maybe support them, but support them from afar or support them in ways that doesn't necessarily ask us to get too deep into the solution of whatever it is that they need for their learning is what I'm feeling. This Tower showing up today definitely speaks to the idea that change is happening. And if we're not aware of it, it should be all around us. Tower is major arcana, so this is a big shift. This is not like something small. right? It could be something not small for someone else around us that we care very deeply about. But the truth of the matter is we don't necessarily want to fix it for them or try and fight against it and hold it together, right? That would be the tower's meaning, is we don't necessarily, this isn't something that is solid enough to stay long lasting. Let's just say that, whatever it is, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a job, maybe it's a choice that we're making or that someone around us is making, but it's not necessarily the right thing for us, or it's not built on solid foundations. So it's going to fall apart and we need to allow it to. What I always say with the towers, it's like let go or be dragged. If we don't let go and ease into it and let the changes take place, we end up having to fight them. And oftentimes we don't win, right? Towers, similar to the death card, it's like inevitable. It's bigger than us. We can't change it. The crown here that's falling doesn't say that we're losing anything. It actually pulls focus for me. It makes me think that we need to maintain our authority, our perspective, our intelligence, our wisdom while either we or maybe another person we care about deeply goes through this change, right? And although we might feel like we're losing something, because that would be the falling of the crown, we still have the crown. There's knowledge to be had, wisdom to be had, and peace to be had after this tower shift or after this experience. So we have to trust that and know that spirit, our guides, our God, our higher self is leading us through this. I don't want to say on purpose, but intentionally, let's say, so that we can find ourselves in a better scenario or situation, or someone else can find themselves in a better, more suited, solid foundation situation. So let's go to the Shamanic Medicine Oracle card. It is Tree of Life, and this is conception. So where there's destruction, right, which would be the tower, there's also the ability or the energy of creation, which is conception here, coming from this acorn, is this leaf growing out of it. And with the cosmos around it, it says to me that this is like bigger than us. There's a bigger plan here, maybe something that's unknown or that we can't see. But in the beginnings of the sort of destruction or the falling away of the tower, the building or birth of conception or the tree of life begins to grow, right, in the space. You know, I've said this in readings in the past, nature abhors a vacuum. So whatever that's being taken away, falling apart or changing is going to be replaced by something that's better suited to us, something that is more in alignment with us, something that we may not fully understand. That's sort of the cosmic theme of this Tree of Life card. We may not understand that we need this or that this is for our betterment or for someone else's betterment, but indeed it is. It's for their growth. And the green band at the bottom that says Tree of Life is that idea of the heart chakra healing and growth. That color green stimulates that idea in me. So to allow things to fall away or to die off so that new things can be born or conceived is really going to be the key today. Shifting into it and allowing it and understanding that there may be a bigger picture that we don't necessarily fully see is at hand. There's a transformation taking place. There's a restructuring taking place. And in that restructuring, new growth, new ideas will be conceived, new opportunities will arrive from this. So keep the faith as you move through this, right? Don't give up, don't lose faith, don't be disheartened as these changes take place. Now, the end of the week card is that Lover's card. So that also speaks to this idea of, something, whatever's falling apart and being reborn is being reborn in something that's more solid, but we have to choose it. That's the essence of the Lovers, is a choice, right? And it is also major arcana energy. So this is a big shift, but it is a big shift towards something that is for ultimately our own good or their own good if we're watching someone else go through this. Let me read you Tree of Life. It's amazing to me that these cards keep showing up throughout the week to remind us. I had a feeling Tower was going to come out. I didn't want to mention it, and then boom, there it was. Tree of Life, conception. Nothing can grow, no person, plant, or idea, if it is not properly nourished. From the moment an idea is conceived, it is vital you nurture it so it can come to fruition. If you are thinking about having or extending a family, be sure you are doing so for the right reasons. Calling a divine being into this world is a big responsibility. If you have an amazing idea, then research, prepare, and be ready to see it through. All additions to our lives bring forth challenges and change, but also offer important spiritual connections. We all have roots that are seated in our past lives and branches that stretch out into our future possibilities. How you tend to your tree affects what it produces, either a healthy apple or spoiled fruit. A dying tree, weak at the roots or bereft of foliage, means a compromised connection to the source of all life as well as to your inner wisdom. From such a place, very little stands a chance to be given life. So like if we, essentially what that's saying to me is like if we resist and fight against this, it's going to be a harder process and it's just going to take us longer to get to this growth. But to me, the cosmic nature of Tree of Life feels like this growth is inevitable. We need to let it happen, and we need to understand that it's happening for a reason. Tree of Life revealed. Ancient and modern religions use the Tree of Life to symbolize the process of attaining wisdom or enlightenment. The Kabbalah, Axis Mundi, and the Bodhi tree are all prime examples. The tree is a pillar of strength, a connection between realms, and a symbol of balance. Trees remind us of the importance of nurturing ideas from tiny seeds if you want them to thrive and bear fruit. Other divinatory meanings. Solid preparation is your key to your success. Take responsibility for your actions. A new idea needs careful planning and consideration. See a project through from start to finish. A challenge is a blessing in disguise. That is the Tower, guys, in that statement right there. A decision needs to be made. That's the Lover's card coming up at the end of the week, guys. Time to reinvent yourself. Tree of Life speaks. From first small seed to mighty tree, be sure to learn from all you see. Keep roots healthy and leaves in light. Enlightenment awaits, joy in sight. And remembering I'll do the clarifiers in a moment, but I want you to remember that that shapeshifter perspective card is also at play in all of this. So shifting our perspective around whether it's us going through it or someone else is going to also be key as we birth this new idea, this new perception, this new vision or goal or opportunity that's coming out of the change of something that we thought was going to stay the way it was. It's not. Now let's look, it's going to actually get better is my feeling, but we have to trust that. And trust was our grounding stone for the week. So trust ourselves and trust the situation as it transforms. So with the clarifiers, we have the Ace of Swords. This is new thought, new clarity. I love the clear predominance of the sword. It reminds me of the growth of this leaf. They look like they're both shooting up, and there is a celebration, and we also have a crown here and a crown here. So swords are about thoughts and communication, right? New ways to communicate. Aces oftentimes create new beginnings, new thoughts, new perspectives, new beliefs, or new ideas. So be prepared for those new ideas to come to you during this transition and allow those new ideas to lead you in the right direction with clarity and precision. That would be the Ace of Swords also, right? It's not like we're not going to know what to do. Although things might be shifting and changing, we need to just roll with them and understand that we're strong enough. This crown that appears to be falling, we actually gain hold of again, and the celebratory wreath around it states that we are going to be able to celebrate. We are going to be able to find clarity around whatever this situation may be and make and act in right ways, or make and communicate in right ways, make right decisions. It just might be new for us. These decisions might not be our normal go-to reactions that we have. The next card is the Four of Swords. Swords, again, air energy, the mind. The Four of Swords is about going inward, pulling our attention inward. Fours to me oftentimes are foundational, right? So it's about a strong foundation, staying within our own lane in a way, trusting our own counsel, quieting out the words and ideas, thoughts of others, or even the needs of others with this Tower card. Sometimes it's hard to watch people suffer change, but ultimately, I think that there's this clarity or this awareness that we have within ourselves that this may be their fight, not ours. And if we love them enough, we need to let them go through the process because they will become better for it in the end, right? So this Four of Swords says, keep your own counsel, go inward, meditate, get clear. That's going to help you to also attain the Ace of Swords, which is the new thought or communication or ideas that you need to maybe get you through this situation, or to offer potential advice to whoever might be going through this situation so that they can do so successfully. I'm not going to say that it's always going to be easy for them or for you, because the Tower can indicate pain depending on how much we're resisting it or being overwhelmed by it. But if we remember that we can find clarity within ourselves and maintain that solid foundation as other foundations in our lives fall apart, we can move and create further clear communication, thought, manifestation even, from a stronger, more clear, right, the Ace of Swords there, place. And that's a good thing. Now, the last card is the Six of Wands. Wands is fire. Both of these air cards feed this fire. This Wands card, to me, he's headed into the future. He also has a victory wreath. Six of Wands is always about celebration, being acknowledged, being seen for who we are and what we do. Although the Tower might be stressful for some, you know, depending on who it's affecting at this time, and they may not necessarily understand how or where we're coming from, or we may not necessarily understand it because the newness of that Ace of Swords. We've gone inward and we've trusted ourselves through the Four of Swords, and we're leading ourselves out of this situation, i.e. the horse of purity heading towards the future, in a way that is powerful, celebrated, understood, appreciated. That's all Six of Wands energy, right? Wands is that energy of the spirit too. So this connects back up to the cosmicness of Tree of Life and conception. We understand on some level through the meditation and the clarity of thought that we've got this. We can handle this, or they can handle this, and we can love them from the sidelines as they handle this. I do believe that the Six of Wands also indicates that even if we react in a way that's a little bit maybe hands-off or non-judgmental, impartial, distanced even a little bit, what's going to happen is that the person that is going through the Tower situation, if it is happening to someone else that we love dearly, they are going to ultimately understand and appreciate why we did what we did, because essentially we're kind of giving them the opportunity to learn their lesson, to see their way through whatever it is that they need to do, because these major arcana cards are life decisions or life points that we need to face. They're part of the fool's journey. They're not necessarily something that someone else can fix for us, make decisions about, or take on for us. If we do that, what ends up happening is we find ourselves, or the other party finds themselves back in these situations, 6 months to a year later, they're experiencing the same thing over again, maybe around a different person or situation, but it's still that same sort of falling apart and trying to reconfigure and rebuild again. So this Four of Swords pull back and going inward and stabilizing ourselves leads us to the celebration and the appreciation that is in the Six of Wands as we move forward this week. So let's look to the grounding stone. And the grounding stone, okay, this keys into the weekly grounding stone, which is trust. It's on Tiger's Eye, which is extremely grounding, but it's faith. Having faith in ourselves or the other party if they're going through the Tower situation and the shift, having faith in the shift even, the change, understanding that it's for a greater good, that there's something bigger here for you or them, or the both of you, with the Lover's card coming in at the end of the week, that helps you to understand that you can get through this, B, understand how to, I don't know if win is the right word, but to me that Six of Wands says that we will be successful in this, and we need to have faith in that. Ground in that faith in ourselves, ground in that faith in our previous experience, ground in that faith that we still maintain a crown, that crown will reset itself, and that clarity is within us, and that we can access it at any time to move ourselves through this situation. Remember, trust is also under this. So trusting that even if we think they're doing the wrong thing, or we might be in this situation and doing the wrong thing, we're actually maybe not, as long as we're keeping that sort of meditative communication within ourselves and clearing our mind and thoughts and making, sort of the best decisions. It almost feels like these cards are telling me to tell you to like truly embrace who you are, what you've been through, and everything that you've been through. And as this change takes place, allow it to happen, embrace the change, celebrate the change to a degree, and you will move on successfully. That is your forecast for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a question or comment, share the video out, help support the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Have a wonderful day and take care. Bye-bye.